Speaking of people who I think are deceivious, Nolan Wells' former friends have upped their give, send, go. And
See, this is the thing that happens in society that I just find so intriguing. They saw that people are going crazy about this individual, Nolan Wells. Everybody's making money off of Nolan Wells. Reactors are making money from him, right? Officer Tatum is making money from him. Who isn't making money from Nolan Wells when it comes to making content? But it's such a sick, twisted power play for them to start a give, send, go, because they know in their mind that they're suspicious. There's suspiciousness in what they have done and what they are currently doing. Hello guys, this is Joseph with Joseph Teaches Power Dynamics. In this channel, I like to talk about power dynamics when it comes to individuals, when it comes to romantic relationships, when it comes to groups, and when it comes to society. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the Nolan Wells situation. I did not think that I would be making a video about Nolan Wells because everybody is making videos about Nolan Wells. And this is becoming a huge power play that's affecting a lot of people. We have white content creators making videos about Nolan Wells. We have black, we have Asians, we have everybody and their mom is making videos about Nolan Wells. Now, everybody has their own perspective on Nolan Wells, and I understand that. Everybody has their opinion about Nolan Wells, and I understand that. My goal and my job is not to give you just my perspective on Nolan Wells and the case that's going on. My goal and my job in today's video is to give you the highlights and pinpoint some power play moves that I've been noticing in the media. And starting from today, from this particular video, I'm going to start a series of videos that is going to be focused on the Nolan Wells situation. This is going to be the first of it, where I'm going to dissect the power play that's going on, the reaction, the people reacting to it, the point of view that I'm picking up from that, and how this affects people in general, how this affects people who are black, people who are white, how this affects different races of people, just the way things are going right now in America when it comes to this Nolan Wells situation. It's a huge power play, and I'm going to pinpoint those in the video that I'm doing today. So I'm going to start with one of my favorite brand new, well, I just discovered him recently. It's called Trent Out Loud. This particular video that he put out is very recent. Also, the recording of this video, this is August 5th, 2026. Okay. The title of the video is Nolan Wells TOL spoke to Officer Tatum and caught him lying. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the video. If you're somebody that likes my point of view, my breakdown, my perspective on power dynamics, and you like the stuff that I'm putting out, I want you to support, subscribe, like the video, hype the video. Let's grow together. Let's make money. And like I mentioned, I'm doing a giveaway. If I could hit 10,000 subscribers within this channel by the end of September, I'm giving away $1,500 to the first person that's chosen, $700 to the second person that's chosen, and $500 to the third person that's chosen. The person that's chosen are people who are engaging in the video. We're talking you leaving comments in there, you're liking the video, hopefully you're subscribed, right? If you are somebody that's actively supporting the growth of this channel, there's a high chance that you will be announced as a winner and you will get money in your pocket. I will cash app you, I will Zelle you, I will send you money. if you are someone that is contributing to the growth of this and the community, and when Patreon is out, if you're someone that's also a patriot to the channel, to this that I'm building, you definitely will be one of the ones chosen for sure. But with that being said, let's get into the video. I'm excited to analyze this, and let's see how I feel. Let's see what I say in this scenario. Let me see my point of view. So let's get into the video.
I spoke with former Officer Tatum Monday night, and I think it's safe to assume that I caught him in a bold-faced lie. I actually told him that if he did not send me what he said he was going to send me, the metadata, that I was going to make a video labeling him a bold-faced liar. So until former Officer Tatum sends me the proof he swears he has, Brandon, you are a bold-faced liar. Woo! And speaking of people who I think are deceivious, Nolan Wells' former friends have upped their give, send, go. And
oh, man. Wow. The video is already hot. Are you for real? This is insane. See, this is the thing that happens in society that I just find so intriguing. They saw that people are going crazy about this individual, Nolan Wells. Everybody's making money off of Nolan Wells. Reactors are making money from him, right? Officer Tatum is making money from him. Who isn't making money from Nolan Wells when it comes to making content? But it's such a sick, twisted power play for them to start a give, send, go, because they know in their mind that there's suspicious. There's suspiciousness in what they have done and what they're currently doing. So they're preparing to make money, but also preparing to spend money to stay out of prison. Just off of the energy that I'm getting from this video, they are really looking guilty. Do I know if they're guilty or not? I don't know. And I don't like speculating. But based off of this give, send, go, it seems as though there's a lot of hiding going on and a lot of power play going on. The power play in this scenario is they are they're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to put things out there that will work in their favor. They're trying to influence an outcome. And they're also preparing for, if the outcome doesn't go in their favor, at least they have some kind of money to help when it comes to the legality of the situation. This situation with Nolan Wells, I'm going to predict that this is going to go on for a couple of years, if not at least a couple of months, and then carry on for a couple of years. Because imagine if these people were to go to prison, if they were found guilty, they still can appeal that as well. But if they get off, there's going to be social repercussion to this. These people, life has been changed forever because of the mystery of Nolan Wells. Let's continue.
And no longer require $100,000. Now they need $200,000. And seeing that we're on the topic of deception, I have some comments about the Cajun Navy and their recent timeline report. But ladies and gentlemen, have no fear, because like what I promised, I will try to do daily, and that is bring you some positive Nolan Wells news. I'm here to let you know that this August the 19th, there will be a celebration for Nolan on what would have been his 19th birthday. Oh yes, the irony. Nolan would have been 19 on the 19th of this month.
Wow.
There has been a ton of developments over the past 24 hours in the Nolan Xavier Wells case, and of course, a very intense discussion between me and former Officer Tatum. Sit back, relax. I'll tell you everything you need to know, and then I'll hand it off to you, the out louders. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Late Monday night, technically speaking, Tuesday morning at 1 a.m., I sent a DM to former Officer Tatum. And in that DM, I asked him the same question I asked Harvey when I was on TMZ. I asked him for the metadata from the video and pictures that former Officer Tatum put out that he said is proof that Nolan was not on the boat when the boys were heading back to the mainland. Now, I am going to walk you through the conversation that I had with former Officer Tatum in our DMs. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you proof of the authenticity of our conversation in our DMs, because some of you might think this is Photoshop, because what's right beside me is a screenshot. But here is proof that it is real. I'm going to show you a video of my DM with former Officer Tatum, and you'll see here that I'm pulling the DMs aside, and you can see the timestamps. That is proof that this is not AI. This is proof that these screenshots are not Photoshop. This is how you are when you are a transparent person. I'm going to show you proof that Harvey nor Tatum are being transparent about this picture and video. Now, for those of you who might not be familiar with this picture and video, let me show you the video. I'll play it here beside me. This is the video in question that Officer Tatum and Harvey claim is proof. That's all we don't need anything else. Nolan was not on the boat. But again,
okay, so man, so it's a lot that I'm hearing so far. It's a lot of things going on. So let me dissect some of the things that I'm picking up on. I'll start with Trent Out Loud. I can tell Trent Out Loud is passionate because he does not like the narrative that's being put out there when it comes to Nolan Wells and this case. And so he's doing what, he's supposed to do on his end, and I commend him for that. I like the fact that he mentioned the thing about the video. I think he said this is proof that he's transparent.
I'm going to show you proof that Harvey nor Tatum.
See, so the fact that he's showing the video is basically him comparing and contrast how he approaches situation like this versus the way those other individuals approaches things like this. I think the reason why Officer Tatum and TMZ and all these other ones are painting a narrative is because it makes money to paint a certain narrative, and it also stokes a little bit of fear in people. A lot of people are like the idea of a certain race. I'm going to say a certain race because I'm not really racist, a certain race having the upper hand. And whenever there's a situation where that particular race don't seem to have the upper hand, people panic. They start doing things that is unethical, right? So they could make that race feel good about things when it's not really about the race, it's about the justice. It's about what makes sense. If you're somebody that has a family member that was killed or died in mysterious circumstances, the logical thing as a human being is to want to find out what really happened. The fact that people are hiding things and acting all shady kind of makes that belief that some people have about America not being prejudiced or being racist a false belief. Because when people are constantly creating scenarios where they're trying to paint a narrative that isn't true in favor of a particular race, all it does is creates divide and a lot of craziness. So I like that he's being transparent. I like the fact that he's comparing and contrasting his transparency with that transparency. And I like the fact that he's cooking them in the process. Let's continue.
Let me show you now the pictures. Okay, here is one picture, and here is the second picture. All right, now you know the video and the pictures that we're talking about. Let me walk you through our DM conversation. Hey, Tatum, I would like for you to comment on this. I was on TMZ Friday and I caught Harvey lying for you. Harvey also says he has confirmed that Nolan was not on the boat. How? How is Harvey able to confirm that? I'd like for you to comment on this. I was on TMZ Friday and I caught Harvey lying for you. Harvey also says he has confirmed that Nolan was not on the boat. How? How is Harvey able to confirm that? No one can confirm that yet, not even law enforcement. And I sent him my reel that most of you have seen, and it's the same content that I played on this YouTube channel, where it was my interview with Harvey, asking Harvey for the metadata. I'll play that for you in a second. Okay, so He sees this, and this is his response. Bro, you are tripping. We have video. Where is the metadata? How do we know Nolan wasn't on one of the other boats? Hold on, I'll get into that in a second. Then I also refer back to the fact that I feel like even the video is sketchy because it seems to me almost like a live picture and not a video. So I challenge and I say, that's not a video. It's a picture made to look like a video. Nobody is moving in the video. Again, challenging him. He says, I saw it. It was all given to the police. It's a video, bro. People are taking a picture of the videos. Okay, again, like I said, I feel like it's a live picture made to look like a video, but I digress. It's not important. I already played it for you guys. Let's move on to what I wrote back. You saw, because he just said, hey, I saw. You saw, so that means you don't have the metadata, correct? And here you could see it because the last screenshot had an arrow. You saw, so that means you don't have the metadata, correct? He said, I do. They showed me. Why are you lying with no evidence? What are you talking about? Funny that I'm asking him for stuff and he's telling me I'm lying. I said, show it to us, please. I'll retract my statement. He writes back and says, will you make an apology to the boys? I don't understand former Officer Tatum's mission on getting everybody to, will you apologize to the boys?
That's such a weird mindset. It doesn't make any sense. I think the problem that I'm realizing here when it comes to Officer Tatum or former Officer Tatum is the control mindset. He wants to control every aspect of everything. When it comes to the narrative that's out there about Black people, or in this case, Nolan Wells, he wants to control every aspect of everything that is out there about everybody. It's almost as if he's compensating for something. I'm gonna have to do a video on this guy because there's a lot of traits in him that isn't good. I could tell that Officer Tatum or former Officer Tatum is projecting and covering up for these kids or these boys or these adult 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds. I could tell he's covering for them, and maybe he's being paid. I think there's rumors out there that he's being paid, that he's making money twice. He's making money from his YouTube content and making money from the families. I would not be surprised if Officer Tatum is going to make millions of dollars from this situation by ingratiating himself into it. But yeah, it's crazy. I just find it so fascinating that there's a lot of power dynamic play going on, a lot of things going on. The power flow is crazy, man. It's insane. And yes, I'm going to use this language quite a bit. So what I'm really saying is that because Officer Tatum is trying to control a lot of things, he's trying to influence how people move and how they respond and act. That is a form of power. When someone is trying to control how you respond to something, how you act when it comes to something, what you're doing when it comes to a particular thing, that's also a power play. That's a form of control. So, all right, let's continue.
I just don't understand. He's not their lawyer. He's not their mother. He's not their father. He doesn't even know them. I want everybody to apologize to these boys. It is beyond me, but I think we all know why he is fighting so hard for these boys, but I digress. I write back and I say, no, I'll say that the picture/video is real and verify the time it was taken. That does not mean Nolan was not placed on Bart's boat or another boat. And again, 1 second, I will get to that. He writes back and says, bro, we have the entire video of both boats, which I do not believe, because if that was the case, he would put it out. He says, police have the video as well. Then I say, Brandon, I could say I have videos of me and whoever walking down the street or at whatever time, blah, blah, blah. That means nothing if you can't provide the metadata. He writes back, bro, because he knows he's caught now. His back is against the wall. He has no metadata, nothing. Don't forget, he said he saw it prior. So I wrote back, and you still haven't done that, and I've asked twice. So he writes back, yo, hold tight. I'm assuming It's in his phone. It's somewhere close to him because he says he has it, right? And I said, no problem. Take your time. He writes back and he says, I'll reach out to them tomorrow since it's late. Now he has to reach out to the boys. Okay. I said, okay, cool. Hit me back.
He don't got nothing, man. He ain't got no metadata. He ain't got no metadata, man. That man lying to you. He ain't got no metadata. You know he caught. That's crazy. Officer Tatum, please, my guy, just admit. Well, I guess him admitting the truth isn't really gonna do much. People don't like him already, so it is what it is.
He has not opened back up his text messages. Now, 5 minutes before I started recording, I sent him this message. Again, still didn't look at my okay, cool, hit me back, and still has not seen this message as far as I know. I wrote him and I said, Brandon, just a heads up, Monday night, again, very technical, Tuesday at 1 a.m., you told me you would send me the metadata on Tuesday. It's now Wednesday, over 24 hours later, and I haven't heard anything back from you. This is a message letting you know that I'll be using this DM as proof of you not following up on your word, and as a result of you not being able to provide me with the metadata as promised, that I have no choice but to assume you're lying. All right, now that we've established...
I just have to say that. I had to assume that you are lying to me because when I asked you for proof, you gave me no proof. Where's the proof? Man, this is a man who likes to be in control. Both these men. So I see a power struggle in that text message exchange between him and Officer Tatum. It seems as though they are both two men who are trying to be in control. And because this guy is on the side of truth and Officer Tatum is on the side of lying, it makes it very difficult for Officer Tatum to win. If Officer Tatum was on the side of truth, he'd be the one pressing this guy. And this guy, I think, just off of what I'm seeing, it's kind of like when two boxers go at each other and one person has a better training than the other. This guy has a better. He's on the better side of this power dynamic play. He's in a more powerful, positive position than Officer Tatum when it comes to making sure that people know the truth. But let's continue.
Establish that Officer Tatum doesn't have the metadata and he has to ask the boys for it. Let's revisit my TMZ interview when I asked Harvey for the metadata. Listen to what Harvey said live in 4K on TMZ. Now let's talk about that picture that you showed up of the boat. We got that picture from Officer Tatum, former Officer Tatum. How do we know when that picture was taken? We have no metadata. We have no proof. How do we know that? And also,
well, no, but what the video? It's not a pic. We're talking about.
Well, he put out pictures and video. But
I know, but the video, we can align the video with the distress call, and he wasn't on that boat.
Yeah, but Harvey, how do you know? Has former Officer Tatum, has he provided you guys with the metadata? Do you know 100% when that video and those pictures were taken? Can you confirm to me right now that it was taken on July the 4th?
That's what we have concluded based on everything we've looked at. Metadata.
Okay. See, that's the problem, bro. When you give information as if it's factual that you're unsure about, you should just make a statement that you're unsure about it. I don't understand why TMZ has to lie in a situation where it wasn't necessary. No one needed the lie. TMZ didn't have to lie. They needed to tell, like, it's one of those situations where when you are a solid company that makes money from news, the least you can do is be neutral. Even if you are, and even let's say you are taking sides, be strategic about it. Don't just lie. Even if you're taking sides, maybe you might omit certain information, but don't just lie. I just find it so ignorant and inconsiderate of TMZ to lie in a situation that is so sensitive and affects a lot of people. The reason why a lot of people are very upset about this Nolan Well situation is because it affects people of color. Uh, it affects black people. It affects people who may not be white in a negative way. Imagine having a child that is not white, and imagine that child not coming home to you when they were supposed to be hanging out with their friends. It's such a nightmarish type of thing. And the fact that you guys want to make money from this and not tell the truth about it is ridiculous to me. If you're going to make money from this thing by posting them and creating videos about it, the least you can do is be truthful about it. Or if you don't want to be fully truthful, then don't lie. Just be strategic on what you put out. That's all it is. We know you push an agenda, Harvey. If you push an agenda, make sure it's an agenda that doesn't leave you in a vulnerable position where you're being caught in a lie. Let's continue.
If TMZ got those pictures and videos from former Officer Tatum and Tatum gave them the metadata, how come Tatum has to wait on the boys and ask the boys for the metadata? Doesn't that seem a little weird to you? Do you see the lies these people are telling us? Do you not see the lies? Do you not see the overt lies that these people are telling us? This is in 4K lying. Tatum never sent me the metadata, so it's safe to assume he doesn't have it. And then Harvey lies. And then when I challenge him on that, guess what Harvey says after? Harvey says, hey, well, I guess anything is possible. Watch this clip. He says metadata and then it's like, actually, hold on. He looks off camera to somebody and it's like, maybe anything's possible. Watch this clip from Harvey. Can you confirm to me right now that it was taken on July the 4th?
That's what we have concluded based on everything we've looked at, metadata, talking to people, and aligning it with the distress call. Yeah. Now, look, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
What?
Hold on a second. Is that? So, the fact that Harvey's head is shaking no while he's saying anything is possible tells you that even he does not believe what he's saying. When your body gives you away as a liar, and you don't even want to admit that you're wrong, it's crazy to me. Your body is telling us that you're lying. Why not just admit that you were wrong? This is the problem with people sometimes who are in media. It's like, bro, you make too much money. You don't have to be right all the time. You can be wrong. You can be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. I don't understand why TMZ wants to act like they are right all the time when they are a gossip company that gives you gossip news. I think it's so dumb, bro. You are in an advantage position, and instead of just being transparent about it and just saying that you don't know or you don't have the full information, you decide to lie and keep lying, even when you're caught in a lie. It's crazy.
Anything is possible.
Why are you saying anything is possible? It just doesn't make sense. And that is why I could clearly say that I do not believe Harvey and I do not believe TMZ when it comes to this alleged video and or picture that they are using to want us to shut down all the investigation and to prove that, hey, these three boys had nothing to do with what happened to Nolan Xavier Wells. I don't believe it. Former Officer Tatum, Harvey, my platform is available. Send me the metadata and I will retract my statements and I will say that the pictures and or video are real. Until then, we do not believe you. Before we get off of this topic, I want to make something abundantly and overtly clear. If and when either former Officer Tatum or Harvey sends me the metadata and we confirm that that video and picture is real, I just want to make something clear. It does not mean that those boys are innocent. It does not mean that Nolan was never on that boat going back. He could have been pushed off the boat before you guys took that picture. Nolan could be on one of the two other boats. We know Bart was towing the boat. That's why you didn't need that sea tow call anymore, et cetera, et cetera. We didn't need to tow. You could have.
And I'm glad he brought that up. The Cito call video or audio that has been surfaced, that has been leaked to the internet, it's such a suspicious audio because it kind of gives away that something happened in the background when it comes to Nolan. Either him dying in the background or him ODing or something happening there. And the fact that they changed their mind on having someone come out to them to tow their boat, basically saying that they don't need it anymore, it just seemed as though they kind of knew at that point that if someone was to come to them, that the person was going to discover Nolan's body or discover evidence of foul play. So it seems to me as though they have changed it up and said, you know what, don't come get us. But what is the saving grace for this individual and society is the fact that there's an audio recording of them making the call, and that is evidence to help in the process of determining who's truly guilty. I just find it so fascinating that a lot of power plays are happening here, from wanting to hide information to wanting information released to wanting information exposed to everyone giving that 2 cents on it. I think this is going to be a very important topic that's going to carry on for a couple of months, if not a couple of years. And everybody that is on top of this thing are going to, eventually expose the truth. And the truth is what's important. But let me see if I could go through maybe one or two more segment before I wrap up.
Place them on Bart's boat. There are people that are speculating that if you look very, very close in on that video, that there's a girl on the boat and a guy, and they're looking down. Hey, there's a ledge that's maybe a foot or 2 feet. Nolan could be lying down and we can't see him in the picture. Some people say if you zoom in really close, it looks like a hand is right on the edge. This picture doesn't mean anything. But we would still like to see the metadata that goes along with it, and so that we can at least know and we can enter it as an evidence that this has actually happened on this day. But it doesn't exonerate your clients, Tatum, although they're not really your clients. I don't even know what to call them. Okay.
Bro, they are his clients, bro. They are his clients. He's being paid. I believe, I speculate, I am under the impression that he's being paid by them to do this. It would not make sense to do all of this if he's not being paid.
Okay. So I just want to make that clear. We still want the metadata, but that doesn't totally say anything that these boys' names are cleared. Yesterday, the United Cajun Navy put out what they are calling a timeline report, and they, in their own words, want to make it clear that it's not an investigative report. Now, depending on who you ask, some people feel like it is not a good report. Some people feel like it is a good report. Okay, y'all know me. I'm fair. I'm always willing to listen to both sides. I would like to make one thing clear to people that I think a lot of people are missing. The United Cajun Navy has nothing to do with the Navy. You'll see the article right beside me. Despite the name United Cajun Navy, they are not part of the U.S. Navy nor of any government agency, okay? They are volunteers. This is a nonprofit organization. They have nothing to do with any sort of anything being official. They're just a group of guys. Some people say they're nice guys, they're volunteering, they're helping, former this, former that, whatever. They're not part of any official agency, okay? They are not law enforcement, not a branch of military, or not a government agency. That's just fact. But let's move on to the report and some things that I don't necessarily love in this report. Now, the reason why I'm on the fence of the United Cajun Navy is that when things first started happening, Christine came out and said, "Thank you. I really like them. You guys have been working with us. And y'all know me. I'm here to ride for Christine." But then there was a back and forth between them and Benjamin Crump of saying, when Benjamin Crump said that, hey, the United Cajun Navy said that he was fully closed. Then they came out and said, no, he wasn't fully closed. And we think that Benjamin Crump should retract that statement. And then it turns out that Ben was right. I have just been kind of looking at them with a side eye since then, and I haven't heard Christine say anything. So I'm already looking at Cajun Navy with a side eye. Also, I've also told you guys a couple of days ago that they came out and said, we're here to help Christine and the family with anything they need. They just have to ask us. Excuse me, sir. Give Christine everything that you have. Why does she have to come and beg and grovel and ask you for things?
I'm only interrupting this because I understand what they are saying, though it doesn't make sense to some people. I think what they're really saying is that Christina may not be communicating with them per advice that she may have been given. And so they may have made her uncomfortable or made her feel as though she's suspicious of even them as well. So she may not really be communicating with them. And so maybe she's not communicating with them because she doesn't trust all the information that they may have. Or when she tries to communicate with them, excuse me, when she tries to communicate with them, she may feel as though they don't give her enough of the information that she needs. So she may just be giving them a distance. So maybe that's why they're making that statement. So I just want to put that in there.
Really didn't like that comment. I played that clip. But I digress. That's just my personal feelings. Now, let me show you a very quick clip of that. This is the VP saying this is not an investigation report. This is just a timeline report.
First of all, I want to thank you for calling this report what it is, and it's a timeline. And some people have called it an investigative report, and that's not accurate because, as you know, we're not investigators.
Now, let me show you another clip that I really didn't love. You'll hear the VP saying, hey, these are, here is a clip of people on Horn Island. You'll see the water is kind of like, up to their necks. It looks like they're treading water. And you'll see here, what I'm trying to allude to the fact is that these waters are very unstable. Sometimes you have footing, and in 2 seconds you could not have footing. What are you trying to say here? What are you trying to allude to? That Nolan was treading water, and the sand bay went from 5 feet to 20 feet, and that's what. I just feel like they're trying to push a narrative that it's very easy for Nolan to have drowned. Tell us something that we don't know. Why do you need to put this in your timeline? I just don't like that he's alluding to that.
Some of them, it looks, maybe up to the armpit, but some of them, depending on their own height, it looks like it's, I could see a girl holding something.
Okay, so let me analyze this video real quick, this picture. Okay. I don't know. It looks like the water is shallow to me. Or if anything, it looks like anyone that isn't too short could be inside the water. Unless these women are actually, swimming. The area that they're in looks kind of shallow. I don't think that it could be slippery. I mean, the picture does not give much information about it being slippery, but it does look like they are just standing on solid ground underneath the water. So let me see what the big deal is.
Her hand, and the water looks to be pretty close to her neck. So that's pretty far out. Now, we've said several times that Horn Island has a very aggressive slope. So you can be in shallow water and deep water within just a few steps. And once you get into that deep water, you're not as able to keep your feet on the ground if a current comes and pulls you, or God forbid, a riptide comes and drags you. So that's why we thought it was significant to know that they were socializing in fairly deep water.
Here's another clip where he alludes to the fact of Bart being a good Samaritan. Bart was just there to tow and to help. And, now he's getting on. Hey, listen, you're there. You're a suspect, bro. We are trying to solve a case here.
I don't know. Why are people trying to save Bart, bro? Why are we trying to save Bart, bro? Guys, listen to me, man. if this was a white kid, I don't even like making things about race, but we all know if this was a white boy that got lost, it would be a whole different story. If it was foul play, if it was a white boy that got lost, we would have all thought it was foul play. They would have done a better job investigating. It just seems to me as though they're trying to protect people. I don't like that, bro. If Bot was guilty of doing something wrong, let us find out. Stop trying to hide it. That's the biggest issue that people don't understand. And I hate making this about race because that's not my focus. But I think that the race that likes to make things about race are trying to make things about race in a situation where it was supposed to be about finding out who did do the bad deed. So yeah, man, I don't like when people make things about race, but I don't like when the people who are making things about race are trying to hide situations where it would have been different if it was their race that got, unalived or missing. I hate making it about race. That's what I'm trying to say. But guys, let's just be honest with ourselves and look for the truth and not make this about race. If someone did something wrong that they're not supposed to do, we should discover the truth. That's all I'm saying.
We have no time to be defending people. And if you are here just putting out a report, a timeline report, put out the report and stop trying to push a narrative because you sound like former Officer Tatum.
And we know that the tow was canceled because somebody got in touch with Bart Edmondson, who ended up towing the boat himself, being a good Samaritan. And of course, now that poor guy is getting, raked over the coals just for being a good, what we try to tell everybody to be, neighbor helping neighbor.
Then you'll hear the VP of Cajun Navy saying, oh, maybe the grandpa called because the boys didn't have good reception. Excuse me, we all heard the CETO call. They had perfectly fine reception. We didn't need the grandfather calling because of good reception. Maybe the grandfather called because he was helping them, I don't know, do something that wasn't lawful. And maybe that's why he got involved. Why is the VP of the United Cajun Navy saying, well, maybe why are you always trying to change the narrative? Why are you trying to put things out there when you're supposedly being unbiased?
Now, didn't the grandpa call and cancel the tow?
Yeah, I think that I saw that report as well, and it may have been that somebody contacted him and said, hey, we got somebody to tow us, so maybe he called because he had a better signal.
And then lastly, they're putting out this picture of what they are saying maybe Nolan, and they're saying this picture was taken at 4:50. Again, this sounds very former Officer Tatum to me because nobody on the planet is looking at this picture and thinking it's Nolan. The shorts are of very darker blue. And
all right, yes, I see what he's saying about the shorts. It's definitely not the same color. So this shorts right here compared to this shorts right. Let me see. Where's that picture of Nolan that they were shown up on here? Yeah, so those shorts are not the same color as this shorts right here. This shorts right here is the color. It's a bluish gray color, while that one right there, while that one right here, that one right there is not the same shorts. It's not the same color. The skin tone is really dark. They're just estimating at this point.
black man is a darker skin than Nolan. We know this is not Nolan. You know it's not Nolan. And he's like, I don't know. It could be. No, we don't want could be's, bro. And again, they're putting out this picture saying it was taken at 9:50, just like former Officer Tatum is putting out pictures of the boat saying, hey, this is after they left. And Nolan wasn't on this boat. So don't say anything with these boys. Same thing like this VP of the Cajun Navy. Nolan's on the boat. Nolan's on the island at 5 p.m. It's not Nolan until you have a clear picture. And again, metadata that shows this picture, what time this picture was taken. We don't believe nothing. So that's just my 2 cents and just my thoughts on the United Cajun Navy report. Like I said, I'm open to, I heard there were some things. I just want to highlight the things that bothered me about this report.
All right, so this is where I want to end this video for now. The full video is going to be in the link below. You could go watch the full video. I just wanted to kind of hit on a couple of things that I noticed, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it because here's my conclusion on the whole situation anyway. When it comes to power dynamics within this situation, this is a social power dynamics. There's different beliefs clashing with each other. There's different power plays happening. There's different things going on that's affecting a lot of people. We have the individuals who are trying to protect a certain race of people from getting convicted in a crime that we can clearly see that they either know something about or part of. We see people making money from it, i.e., TMZ, but yet spreading an agenda that isn't 100% correct. We have the truth seekers, right? We have the family of Nolan, i.e., the parents who are trying to find out the truth of what happened with that kid. There's so many things going on in society about this, but what I really want is justice for this young man, truth to come out, and I'm also trying to see who wins, right? So, power is like a game. You want to be someone that could play the long game, and you want to be someone that understands the short game. If you position yourself in a place of success when it comes to situations that's happening to you, you get the outcome that you want. In this scenario, I think the parents made a great decision getting the civil rights attorney involved only because he has gotten them the exposure they feel they needed for that kid. This reminds me of the situation of Emmett Till, how it wasn't just about justice, it was about making a change. There could be a change in the horizon for people in the future when it comes to situations like similar to this. People may take it more seriously when it's people of color or black people who get unalived in situations like this in the future. Who knows what major change is going to come to society through this Nolan Wells situation. I pray that they find out the truth of what happened. I pray that justice gets served, and I pray that people learn from this and actually do whatever they can to help people when it comes to getting to the truth instead of supporting things that may be considered as bad or evil. That's it for this video. If you guys like my comments and if you like my commentary on this, if you like my breakdown, my point of view, and even question why I made the video, leave it in the comment section. I made the video because I want to keep track of this power play that's going on, understand what's going on with it, give you guys information about it, and stay on top of it until a resolution has been found. Once the resolution has been found, then I'm probably going to move on. But I'm going to stay on this because it's very hot. There's a lot of power play going on. And because I talk about power dynamics, it is down my alley. With that being said, guys, if you like my video, like, comment, share, hype, support the video as we're growing to 10,000K subscribers. And yeah, and I hope to be able to give away money to one of you guys. With that being said, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you next time.